Welcome back to our Arequipa series covering days 4 and 5 of our journey in Peru. In this sub-video we are going to explore one of the most extraordinary places in the whole city, the Monastery de Santa Catalina. If you think of a monastery as a quiet church and a few rooms, think again. Santa Catalina is gigantic. It feels like a hidden city, a labyrinth of streets, plazas, fountains, staircases, and gardens tucked behind high walls in the very center of Arequipa. From the outside, it looks almost discreet, but once you cross the entrance, it opens like a secret world. The first impression is pure wonder. Everywhere you look, there are intense colors: deep blue, warm terracotta, bright red, white archways, shadows. The light here is incredible. In the morning, the walls glow. In the afternoon, the passages fill with long lines of sun and shade. Every angle looks like a painting. You can walk slowly, and every few meters something surprises you. A doorway, a pot of geraniums, a fountain bubbling softly. It truly feels like walking inside a movie set of ancient Mediterranean town. Founded in 1579, Santa Catalina was meant to be a cloistered close convent. For centuries, this place was off limits. The women who lived here were mostly daughters of the wealthiest families in Peru. They followed a life of prayer, silence, and discipline, completely separated from the outside world. Behind the high walls, time moved at a different rhythm. Days were guided by bells, prayers, and the work for the community. Walking through the site today, you can still feel the isolation. You pass through the Patio del Silencio, the courtyard of silence, where the colors soften and the architecture becomes more sober. Here the nuns prayed, read, and meditated. In the morning, with no one around, it is almost magical. All you can hear is the sound of your footsteps and maybe a distant bird. It invites you to sit, relax, and reflect. Time slows down. From the courtyard, small alleyways lead into different areas: kitchens, storerooms, laundry spaces, corridors lined with clay pots. The old kitchen still has its ovens and stone counters, showing how meals were prepared long before electricity. The laundry patio features circular stone basins, where water used to flow from channels above. You can easily imagine the women washing clothes and talking quietly as the sun warmed the stones. The cells, the bedrooms of the nuns, are simply yet full of character. Each room has a small bed, a prayer table, a cross, and a little window. And yet some cells were surprisingly spacious, especially for those from wealthy families. In some rooms, you can still find paintings, antique furniture, and personal objects. It reminds you that life here was not just spiritual, it was also domestic, emotional, human. The monastery had its own micro-society with rules, hierarchies, and habits. One of the most charming streets is called Calle Sevilla. The color is so vivid that it looks unreal. You walk down the street, turn a corner, and suddenly arrive in a bright red patio, where arches frame the sky and plants spill from balconies. It feels like traveling across countries in a few steps. Another highlight is the church. Inside, everything becomes quiet and solemn. The altars are carved, paintings fill the walls, candles flicker in the dim light. Many artwork come from the colonial period, with strong religious symbolism and expressive faces. It is a place where you really sense the spiritual heart of the monastery. As you explore, you realize how big Santa Catalina truly is. According to some accounts, it used to house around 400 women at its peak. There were separate sections, gardens, chapels, meeting rooms, all self-contained. It was a world within a world. Only in 1970 did the monastery open to the public. Before that, almost nobody from outside had ever seen it. Imagine the surprise when the gates finally opened and people discovered this colorful city, hidden behind tall walls. Since then, Santa Catalina has become one of the most visited sites in Arequipa, and for a very good reason. It's breathtaking. What makes it so captivating is not only the architecture but the feeling. You walk, you get a little lost, you turn around and suddenly you are in a new space with new colors and textures. The labyrinth effect is real and wonderful. You do not want to hurry, you want to slow down, breathe and take it all in. For photographers and painters, this place is a paradise. For history lovers, it is a journey into another time. For travelers, it's a moment of beauty and calm in the middle of the city. The mixture of silence, colors, and sunlight creates something unforgettable. If you visit Arequipa, you absolutely cannot miss Santa Catalina. It is the labyrinth of history, art and emotion, a hidden city that reveals itself little by little as you walk. You come for an hour and easily stay half the day. It is one of the most fascinating places in Peru and one that stays with you long after you leave. In the next video we will talk about another fascinating place in Arequipa, the Convento de la Recoleta. There is so much to see, so many stories to share, and we can't wait to bring you along. See you soon. Goodbye.